Game 3 of the weekend in the Continental Cup for the Sheffield Steelers. Dunaujveros, the Hungarian champions, were the Steelers' opponents. Steelers looking for their first win in the competition after a tie against Asiago and a loss against Herning. The story of the Herning game was penalties, and penalties were to play a huge factor in this game as well. Mark Thomas, the first to sit out. Whilst Tomo was in the penalty box, the Hungarians went on the power play. And if the Steelers end up this season with the best kill in the league, it'll be through practice. The Hungarians taking that early advantage. And they led 1-0. Of course, Big John couldn't see it, and if he can't see it, he can't stop it. Traffic in front, and the shot finds its way past the Caro. It was a physical game, it was an edgy game, it was a chippy game against the Hungarians, and in fairness to the Hungarians, they gave as good as they got for a large part. Flat getting involved here. Of course, Stevenson never too far away from the action. But it was Flaff that was disparted to the penalty box. He at least took a Hungarian with them, but more penalties were to follow, and the Steelers found themselves trailing 4-on-3. The Hungarians again looking to double their advantage. They were to do so. A clinical finish. Another power play strike. Again, you'll just see nothing Dakara could do about this one as it finds the top shelf. And the Hungarians led by 2-0 at the end of the first period. The Steelers came out with a lot more vigour in the second session, finishing their hits, competing and playing 5-on-5. Good things happen as well when the Sheffield Steelers are at their best. Crunching blow from Clark and nice work from Ramsey. You just keep your eye on number 48, Stevenson, because the puck will fall to him. There's confusion in front of the goalie. A delayed penalty, and the puck falls instead to Stevenson, and a delayed penalty goal put the Sheffield Steelers back in this one, 2-1. But the Steelers' love affair with Europe was about to end. We'll take another look at the Stevenson goal. In a big melee around the net. There's where the delayed penalty was called. But while the referee's arm was up, it was Stevenson that fired into an empty net for a 2-1 scoreline. As I say, the love affair was about to end with Europe. More penalties were to follow. Ashley Tate getting caught here. A penalty you wouldn't see at home, but we saw far too much of it here in Herning over the last 3 days. Tate it was who would make his way to the penalty box. Further penalties would come, a string of them throughout the middle session, and in doing so the Hungarians took full advantage. Power play time here. And the Hungarians think they've gone 3-1 up there, and it was to stand the goal, but let's show you this from another angle. We're not quite sure whether the puck crosses the line or not. Old Johnny on the spot referee, or Hans as we like to call him, he certainly thought it had, and he gave the goal. 3-1 power play strike. Again, Sheffield come off a 5-on-3 onto a 5-on-4, and the Hungarians make it 4-1. And poor old John DeCaro facing more rubber than a dead cat on the M42. Sheffield pressed forward, they went looking for goals to try and bring some respectability back into the scoreline. But in doing so, we were always susceptible to the break, and the Hungarians were clinical. 5-1. The heads were down by this point. It seemed that everything the Steelers tried to do just wasn't coming off. Tiredness was becoming an issue, lack of bodies, and of course, penalties were not helping. The period was to end 6-1. A 4-1 second period. A clinical finish again by Dunaujveros. Jeff Woolhouse was in goal for the third period, and he wasn't to concede. And in fact, the Sheffield Steelers were to add some pride. Legui, lovely finish, made it 6-2. You'll see a nice breakaway again here on the replay from Jeff Legui. Just look where he puts it. Nothing the goalie can do about it. One of the plus points from the weekend, of course, was the return of forward Mike Ramsey. He came through the 3 games without any further problems, and it was Ramsey who was to score the final goal of the Sheffield Steelers Continental Cup campaign. One last look at Ramsey's finish, but a final scoreline here in Herning from the final game of the Continental Cup was Dunaujveros 6, the Sheffield Steelers 3. We caught up with Ryan Finnerty right after the game. Ryan, I'm pretty sure not the way you would have liked to have ended this tournament.
No, of course not. I thought we played okay. We started coming back, and then we kind of ran into penalty trouble, and you kind of feel bad for the guys. You feel sorry for the guys because some pretty tough calls that we're not used to getting, and it's just the way it is here. And it's a tough style to adapt to. I think I think our fans and people that watch the game would know what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, we came through with no injuries, and I think guys are looking forward to getting back to the league, and what we're focusing on is that league championship to get another crack to maybe come back at one of these tournaments.
Yeah, a good experience overall then.
Yeah, great experience. I think the guys definitely enjoyed it. The experience. Obviously, we're not used to losing, and it's a bit new to us. And kind of hope that maybe this is where we're going to take our lumps is here and not back home. So, but yeah, no. All in all, it was a great experience. Guys really enjoyed it, and I think it was a good bonding experience for our team and our club. So, hopefully we're a tighter knit group when we head home, and can continue building on what we started before the tournament.